Hey artists, today I want to talk about our soft sculpture unit and start brainstorming ideas for what you would like to make for your soft sculpture. Your assignment is to weaken the power of your greatest fear by creating a soft sculpture of it. There are some examples there. You can see we have a monster, we have a scary clown. So let's get started to think about what could work for you. First of all, how do fears relate to boundaries? What do you think? So, fears hold a person back. They keep you from acting or doing something because you are afraid. And therefore, that is a boundary. A boundary stops you from going somewhere or doing something. And fears are exactly the same way. So, they are a perfect topic to discuss in this course. But how can we get past those fears? What ideas do you have to get over fears? So you can just face them head on. You can make them less scary. So thinking about what could really happen, how bad could it be? There's a lot of other techniques to get past your fears. But for this project, you're going to face your fear and you're going to make it less scary by making it a stuffy. How scary can a stuffy really be? On your Brainstorm worksheet in part A, you're writing at least 5 fears that you have. They could be based in reality, things that could actually hurt you, like falling down, or fantasy, like ghosts. So they don't have to be real things. Sometimes fears are irrational. There are fears of paper and spiders, even though they're teeny tiny. So you will be writing at least 5 that you have. Then choosing 3 to sketch. So pick ones that are easy to draw a physical representation of. Here are my examples. I am afraid of snakes. I am kind of afraid of ghosts. I'm afraid of home invaders. I often imagine somebody in the basement behind me when I turn the lights off. I'm afraid of my children getting hurt. And I'm afraid of very crowded places, especially Costco. Don't get me started on Costco. Here are the ones I chose to draw. So I drew a car, not because I'm afraid of cars, but because my younger son runs away from me when we are outside on the sidewalk, and I am terrified he's going to get hit by a car. My middle drawing is a crowded place. You can see there all those people smushed together. And my last one is the hand of a home invader that I expect is going to grab me from around the corner when I turn the lights out in the basement. Now that I have these sketches of things that are frightening to me, I also need to start thinking about things that are not scary. So for part C, write at least 5 things that inspire calmness and safety, the opposite of fear in your mind. They could be based in reality, so puppies, kittens, rainbows, or fantasy like unicorns, but things that are the least frightening to you that you can possibly think of. And then draw 3 safe things from above. Here are my examples. So puppies, I love any baby animal with the big eyes. My Little Ponies, who can be frightened of them. Donuts, that just makes me think of absolute happiness. And then the cloud guy and trolls, I really enjoy him. He's very charming. So I went ahead and I drew those. There's my puppy. There's my little pony in the center. And on the right is that cloud guy from Trolls. I want to look at those for symbols that I can incorporate into one of my fears and look at those to really analyze why they're not scary. On the back of your worksheet, you're going to combine parts of your fears with things that are safe and sketch 2 possible soft sculpture ideas. Draw both the back and the front. So keeping in mind our emoji practice, how there's a front and a back side. Draw what you would sew onto the front and what you would sew onto the back. Color is not required here, but you do need 2 possible ideas. Here are mine. So I wanted to combine the cloud guy with that car. I drew 2 different things out. You could be working with 2 different fears here, but I chose to go with the car. And you can see how first I tried adding a cloud bumper to my car. It sort of looks like a VW bus. And at the bottom, I turned the whole car into a cloud with maybe a rainbow down the side. And I really had to think about how I wanted to make this work. Truthfully, I didn't go with either of these ideas, but we'll get on to that next. Take a minute, draw both of your ideas, front and back, no color needed, on your worksheet. Now, as you plan out your final project, thinking about what materials you can use, obviously felt. What I will give you is 2 large pieces of felt, the size of your sketchbook. If you are one of the first students ready to go, you get your choice of colors. If the color you want is gone by the time you finish your drawing, I'm sorry, it's gone. So plan ahead and work quickly so that you are not the last person to choose, or you may not get the color that you want. For other things you want to add, I have things like beads, buttons, yarn, and other random things. If you have an idea, ask about it, and I may have it. If you never say anything, I guarantee you I cannot get that thing for you. So now with your idea in mind, you're going to go to a separate blank sketchbook page and draw the full-size front of your best idea from the back of your worksheet. It should take up an entire page because that's how big your felt is. Color it. You will then cut it out to actually trace it onto your felt. It is your tracer, so it will not get any better by the time it gets to your felt. You can see I refined my idea for my cloud car, and now it is on the right-hand side there. You can see I've colored everything in. I know exactly what colors of felt I need to focus on, predominantly red and white, so I can pick my felt accordingly to use my pieces wisely. And when your full page, full color design is done, you're going to raise your hand and show me so you can get your materials to move on.